Hi and welcome to this video in which I will be telling you about XLookup. So this is a new addition to the lookup functions. It is very powerful and it has more features than Vlookup or XLookup. But a challenge is that it is available only in Excel 2021 or Excel 365 and versions after that. It is not available in Excel 2019 and earlier versions. So even though a lot of the Excel users would not be able to use it, it is worth learning about because in most corporates, MS Office is continuously updated and there this can be very useful. So without further ado, let's learn about XLookup. So here I have this sheet containing data of employees in a company. So there is employee serial number, the role of that particular employee, the college that particular employee is from, city type, CTC, and the experience in months. In this file, using this data, I'll be showing you all the features of XLookup one by one. So if you want to practice along, you can download this sheet from the resources of this video. So first of all, let me show you a simple example of using XLookup in a similar way that we use Vlookup. So how we can replace Vlookup using XLookup, that is what we will see in this first example. So I'm moving to the next sheet, which is simple example. Here I want to find the CTC of whatever serial number I enter here. So this is what we usually do when we are using Vlookup. Either I can write is equal to Vlookup and then select this value and then go to the lookup data, select the table here and apply Vlookup as we usually do. Now to do that same thing using XLookup, let me show you. So let's enter is equal to XLookup. So Excel is suggesting me XLookup. Click on tab. Now XLookup takes 6 values, 3 of them are mandatory and 3 are optional. So right now I'm going to enter only the 3 which are mandatory ones. The first one is lookup value. So lookup value is going to be the serial number corresponding to which I'm going to find the CTC. So that serial number value will be in this cell, comma. The second is lookup array. So this is not the lookup table, this is the lookup array. What that means is, instead of selecting the whole table, we just have to select that array or that list of values from which that particular value is to be searched. So that array is from 1 to the last serial number because we are searching the serial number. So Control Shift down and you can see that we have B2 to B1339, which is the last cell containing the serial number. Now comma. The third one is return array. So corresponding to the position of this B3 value in this first array, from which array should we return the corresponding value. So that array is CTC value. We want the CTC. So I'm going to select this array. Control Shift down and close bracket. So although it has 6 parameters, 3 of them were mandatory and we have mentioned those 3 parameters here. Click on enter and you can see that we have the CTC corresponding to serial number 20. So it is 63,508. Let's go and check. Serial number 20 is here and CTC is 63,508. If I go and change the serial number to 10, CTC gets updated. I can go to 10th serial number employee and you can see that this is the CTC that we are getting. So this is similar to Vlookup. You could have applied Vlookup here. You would have the same response. Now, one additional feature that I wanted to show here is when we are getting back value, it need not be a single value. We can get multiple values back from the matching array. Let me show you how that is done. So previously we only found CTC. This time, corresponding to the serial number, I want to find city type, CTC and experience in months. So basically these three columns I want to find instead of only CTC. So now I go to the first cell and type XLookup. The lookup value is serial number. Lookup array is also same. Serial number is contained in this array. But the return array is going to be not just CTC, it is going to be the array of these three values. So I've selected this entire table from D2 to F1339. Now I close this bracket and press enter. So what happens here is for serial number 20, it goes to the lookup array. It searches for that value in array. It comes down to this point. Then in our return array, it again goes down to this point. And since we had selected three different columns, it returns the value of three cells instead of one single cell. So you can compare that these are the correct values. If you change the value to 15 here, all these three values get updated. In the formula bar also, you can see that in the first cell, you will be able to see the formula that we entered. And in the second cell, that same formula is shown, but it is not editable. You can see that it is grayed out. So that means that although it is getting value due to this formula, but this formula is not entered for this cell. This is entered in some other cell. So this was the simple example. In this, we saw how to use XLookup as a replacement for Vlookup, and also one feature where we can use Vlookup to get multiple cell values returned corresponding to the value in the lookup array. Now, another great feature of XLookup is that using XLookup, you can look up to the left of the array also. In Vlookup, we could return only values which are to the right of our lookup array. But in XLookup, corresponding to this serial number, I can go and get the value of roll also. Although this roll column is to the left of serial number, XLookup can go and get the value to the left of this column also. And that is pretty obvious because here we are not selecting the table. Here we are selecting two different arrays. So let's apply the formula here also is equal to XLookup. Lookup value is this, comma, go to the data. This is our lookup array, comma. The roll is our return array, and I'm closing the bracket, hit enter, and there you go. So this 20th serial number employee is currently in the role of marketing manager. So since we are not selecting a table, we are selecting two different arrays. The relative position of those arrays is not important. You can look up to the right of the lookup array also, and you can look up to the left of the lookup array also.